just talked with Rookert, and he said he could take one of your punts back to the house. Not my words, his. So I'm just going to get your thoughts on that.
Well, he has the opportunity every day at practice, so maybe today we'll have to give it a shot.
When you hit the 79-yarder, I mean, what does it feel off your foot? I mean, something like that, you probably can tell when you shank one, but something like that, what does that feel like? I mean, did you know that was going to go?
I mean, going out, like, I was a little nervous and stuff, but, like, kind of, it all happens so fast, especially, like, in big games like that. So, I mean, the snap just kind of comes to you, and then you kind of just, like, drop it out there and hit it, and then you just kind of feel it on your foot, and it's just like, okay, it's got a chance, you know, and then you see it, and you're like, whoa. So, but there's definitely a feeling. So, like, when it does happen, you can kind of tell. So, yeah.
Coach Brown a couple minutes ago mentioned how special teams played a huge role in the team's win. For you, he mentioned a couple times, even back in high school, it was like I think a playoff game or two that you were the MVP, like a 7-3 close win or something like that. What's it like to be so heavily counted on, for a position that maybe often gets overlooked?
It means a lot, especially coming from a position that is overlooked. And being in that position, it feels good to be able to step up for your team and, like, help be a difference maker in those games, because that's what we train for all year. And it also helps, we've got some of the best athletes on our team on that unit, and so collectively, I think just being able to play with those guys, I think, is a huge honor. But it does feel good to be able to, we say change the game is what we break it down on. So, our expectation as a unit is to go out there and literally change the game. And so if we can consistently flip the field like that and put our defense in a good situation, then as a unit we've done our job. So it really feels good for us to be out there and go do what we practice all week. So,
as impressive as the 79-yard punt was, and it was impressive, I was more impressed with the punt late in the game when you hit I think it was a 55-yarder that the penalty brought back when we needed a big kick.
Right.
And you regrouped and still got off another good one. What's going through your mind dealing with the disappointment, hey, I just hit that one, now I've got to try to do it again?
Well, at first, I didn't even know they had called it back. I was on the sideline, and Sawyer Smith, actually, when our quarterback told me that, y'all got to go redo it, and I thought he was just kidding at first. So I was like, what are you talking about? And then next thing I know, I see Coach Poe getting the punt team back out, and I was like, oh, okay. So really just trying to stay, like, focused mentally, just go out there and just do it again, and that's really all there is to it. You don't want to think any negative thoughts or anything like that. So just try to stay focused and hit another ball that we can go and just kind of close out the game.
For you, how have you been able to perfect, your punting and everything while now being, the place kicker and everything for this program?
Just, Coach Nick Anderson was with us at practice, and Coach Perry's been with us a little bit, just managing a good balance of when I kick and when I punt at practice, I think that's been the biggest difference, just that and getting some good work at practice. But really just kind of staying balanced on my rep count of when I do this, and then kind of having a mental shift of, okay, now we're in field goal range, so I'm going to get ready for field goal. And I think balancing that better has been a better, has just helped a lot more, especially going into a season knowing what a good week of preparation looks like, mentally and physically, and just knowing when to flip that switch, So that's probably it, though.
You're obviously asked sometimes to kick it away, sometimes to hit the rugby-style kick. What goes into that decision, and is there one that you're more comfortable with than the other?
Honestly, I'd say I'm comfortable with all of it. Coach Hall has done a great job of working with our scheme and really making our punt unit a real schematically, like, advanced unit, and so I think when you kind of play keep away with teams, I think it eliminates returns, and so then whatever our punt average is, our net average is the same when there's no returns. And so, if you hit a punt left and the next thing you know, we're going and hitting a rugby, the guys don't know what to expect, and between that and how good our coverage guys are, and we have the best coverage guys in the country, like Terrence Dunlap, my gunner, all of our zone tackles, and all those guys are phenomenal athletes, and they cover their butts off. So, just between the scheme change and how much effort we get on that unit, I mean, it's gonna be a good season for our unit.
BJ, just talk about the big performance for you this past week. 70 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, put the game away late in the fourth quarter. What was working for you out there this week?
The O-line just really, they got a good push like the whole day. and they were getting us to the second level really quick, and we knew that if we could make, you know what I'm saying, a couple people miss, then we would have a big day.
You found the end zone at least once in every game so far this season. Coach Brown just a couple minutes ago said he wants to have you eventually become the featured back in this offense. I guess in order for you to take over that role, what do you need to continue to keep doing in order to take a strong grasp on that position?
Really just get better each and every day, pay attention to the little things, and just be a great teammate and just continue to get better every day, really.
So from the first game to now, how much do you think that communication has changed? I know that was one thing you guys said you needed to work on the most.
I mean, it's definitely grown a lot. None of us wanted to lose that first game, but I mean, we really just, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't really just focus on the loss. We just had to focus on getting better, and I think we definitely came a long way, but we still have a lot of work to do.
I was going to ask that, as a whole, the offense really not the best performance on Saturday. What has to improve now getting ready for Louisiana Monroe?
It's just little things, like got to get better on third downs. Of course, we can't, turn the ball over, and we didn't do that Saturday, so that's a positive. But we really just have to pay attention to the little things and just not shoot ourselves in the foot.
Your success so far this season, how would you attribute it, and where, I guess, who is it part of? Is it more of you, more of the line, combination of both?
Definitely the O-line, most definitely. They give us all we get, so it's definitely the O-line.
What's fueling you right now at this point?
I mean, I just want to go out and just be a successful team and just be a great teammate to all my teammates.
Is this kind of the start you envision for yourself through the first couple of games of the season?
I mean, I guess throughout the first couple games I had some ups and downs, with the 2 fumbles and turnaround Saturday I had 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's up and down, but you know what I'm saying, I just got to continue to get better with my teammates.
Can you take me through the run by Sawyer, like the 53-yard touchdown or 53-yard run, and what he did wrong and how he got caught from behind? Because that wouldn't have happened to you, I know.
Nah, I definitely wouldn't have got caught, but I don't think nobody would have got caught except for him. But he did a good job, and he actually bursted better than I thought. When I went back and watched it on film, he burst and he jumped to the second level, and he really showed me something that I knew he could do, but at the same time, I don't like to tell him that I knew he could do that. But he did a great job, and him and Caleb both did, good things. So yeah.
I think we played a pretty good game. Obviously, we weren't perfect assignment-wise and things like that, but we played with great effort. People were getting to the ball, and we played together. So I think that was compared to the, I'd say, Boise game, we played harder. Like I said, we weren't perfect, but we were better on our assignments, and it all just came together and it showed. A lot. I mean, I think most of it, I'm sure I've heard Coach Brown talk about it a lot, is he wanted us to have a more mature approach. And I think guys prepared better this week than we did against opener and FAMU. They prepared better. We all prepared better. And we're just more locked in and ready to go this week than we have been in previous weeks.
How do you now continue this performance, and kind of like last year, the win against LSU, not your best performance against South? How do you continue that heading into a now conference matchup?
We just got to stay locked in and practice hard and do the things that that got us that win at Nebraska, that got us to win the LSU. We have to do those things over and over again. Prepare, work hard at practice, and do everything right throughout the week. And then on Saturday, things will take care of themselves.
Hunter, I think the last 2 weeks, Tron has had combined 26 tackles.
Yeah.
They've used him differently. They've used you differently. The coach mentioned using a little bit more almost as a lifeline back
Yeah.
this week. Is this a tandem thing, you and him? I mean, do they use you in contrast to him? Do they try to keep you on different sides? What's normally the way that they handle both of you who work so well defensively in space up front?
Oh, well, usually it's me and or it's the Bandit and the Mike that work, in contrast to each other. But Tron and his wheel position, they're all over the field, and they do a lot of different things with him. So I mean, and obviously he's a great player. He showed that the past few games, but the way they use him, it gives him a chance, to make a lot of plays. But we all have the same chance out there. Really, he just happens to make them. He's just a guy that's always going to be around the ball. He hustles. He plays hard. He knows what to do, and that's why he's so successful. He's just a good player.
I don't know if you're out there on special teams or not, but kind of where were you at when Sumter punted the 79-yard punt, and kind of what was it like this week, being able to flip the field and, kind of pin them back going out there on defense?
Yeah, that was huge. I was down the field away from him, waiting to run on the field, and I just saw it, and the ball just kept going, and I was like, oh my goodness, that thing's never going to stop. And then it hit the ground and got even a better roll than I thought it was going to get. So, I mean, that was a great punt by him. He booted that one. But, flipping the field position, that was really big. I think we won the position field battle, or field position battle, sorry. And that was big. That's always big in games like that.
You have that 17-0 lead, and then all of a sudden Nebraska comes back. You take us through the final drive, that led to the interception, and I guess what was going through the defense's mind, given the fact they could come back and win it?
Yeah, they were starting to tempo us, and they caught us a few times when we weren't lined up, and that always, they eventually scored on one of those drives when we weren't lined up. But yeah, that last play, Will Sunderland, he was in the right spot where he needed to be, and he made a play on the ball. And I don't remember, what actual play they ran. I just know that it was a sort of an out route, something over there along that way. But we just knew we had to come out and be mentally locked in and not have any missed assignments, and can't let anybody run free that you're supposed to have. 'Cause, I mean, that's the ball game right there if you let that happen. So we just had to be locked in and know what we had to do.